Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. No, Wednesday. Good God. Let's rewind that. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. How was everybody's Halloween? I feel like I'm hungover, which is weird because I didn't even drink any alcohol. So yeah, but we do it for the kids. We do it for our kids, the memories. And yeah, wild. Yeah, Halloween on a Tuesday is really messing with me. I get it. I'm right there with you. Oh man. So anyways, today we're going to talk about Monae. And I feel like I don't really talk about that company a whole lot. I think I've done a couple lives or videos here and there, but this was brought to my attention. And you guys know how much I love opportunity calls. Yeah. And you probably saw the thumbnail. I pulled that directly from the income disclosure statement, which is linked in the video description here. 91.33% of market partners in 2022 made a median annual gross earnings of $34. 91.33%. But Tony, go off about how it's an opportunity for everybody, right? Also, thank you. I appreciate this so much. Jane Marie asked me to record a bonus episode after the passing of Jesse Lee, and I feel like we had a really great conversation out of the circumstances. But my favorite part was the speaker on the second half of the podcast, and I can't remember her name, but she is like a death doula or has worked with death doulas, and it was really incredible and helpful for me, having just lost my aunt. And I highly suggest it. I mean, I was glad to be a part of it, but that second half, honestly, incredible. It was incredible. So I highly suggest it. I think it just came out a few days ago. I oddly got a notification today about it. So yeah, but thank you everybody for the compliments. I hope you guys have listened to it. I hope it was helpful in any way, that I can be of help. And Jane Marie, if you happen to be watching this, thank you for having me. And I'm glad that we had that conversation. And I'm really glad that she put that bonus episode out. I really am glad. So, it came out today. Okay, that's why. Explains it. Odd that it's Jesse Lee's birthday and that came out today. So that's crazy. Updates really quickly on the fundraisers that I was doing for last month. Typically, the analytics, as far as like the AdSense on YouTube, takes a couple days to catch up. It's like 2 or 3 days behind. And then I will make sure that I screenshot everything and update everybody, just like I've done on any other fundraiser, as far as what I will be donating once my the pay from AdSense hits, usually on the 20th of the month. So that will happen this month. And the last time I looked, it was about $300. So thank you to those of you that watched the videos, commented, interacted, shared, because I'm going to be able to donate like $300 as of now to the Cancer Coalition. And so I'm very excited about that. And I should have looked, but I'll make sure that I update it once everything is done processing on the back end of YouTube. And the last I checked, it was like over $1,300 that you guys, many of you guys, contributed to the fundraiser. So I'm really excited that we were able to do that. More to come. And yes, you will see screenshots of everything, just like I've done on any other fundraiser. So thank you guys for being a part of that. I really do appreciate it. Whether you financially contributed or you watched the video, you watched the ads, commented, shared, all of that was really important for us to raise this much money together. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. Okay, let's run a disclaimer real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. So this video was sent to me, and you know who you are, and it was posted publicly on YouTube, and we're gonna watch it together. And it's a Monae opportunity video call. They Zoom. They call it all kinds of different things. So we're gonna watch it together. It's about 40 minutes long, so this probably will be a little bit of a longer live stream. So buckle up, and I hope that you have your favorite Halloween candies and your favorite snack and your favorite drink. I will be partaking of my Diet Dr. Pepper and some water here in a second. So let's go, guys.
All right, honey, you want to kick it off?
Hey, everybody. I'm Jay Treelor, and this is my wife, Tony Van Schoik, and we are senior executives with Monat Global. And we wanted to get on here before the end of the month to do an opportunity call.
That's cool. How did you guys do those hearts? That was really cool. That was cute. Thank you.
For people that are looking at the business. And we encourage you, if you're a market partner, we want you to share this with your team and with anybody else that you can think of. And if you're a guest or if you're someone that's looking at the business right now, we want you to ask questions at the end, and we want you to go back to the person that brought you to this call. Now, you know, Tony is the very first market partner. Literally, some people don't think we're serious about that, but she was. She's market partner. Like, I've seen your number. It's like 1.
I almost called this live Tony saying all the quiet parts out loud because, excuse me, being the first market partner in Monae is not the flex that I think they think it is. That just proves what the anti-MLM movement talk about. You got to get in early in order to be successful in these companies. This is a living, breathing example of that. It's not the flex that I think they want it to be.
Right. And it happened for us the summer of 2014. We were living in Chicago, and this amazing opportunity came to us. So, Tony, why don't you tell them a little bit about how that opportunity presented itself and a little bit about your background?
So actually, you guys, we were looking for a dare to be great situation. And so the one thing that that we found after we were searching, because we had been with another company that went belly up. And then I tried to go into business with somebody else, and I got embezzled about $20,000 trying to do this business with them. So I've been in network marketing for over 30 years. It's been an incredible ride, and I love this industry. But for some reason, I felt like the industry didn't love me. And it was, you know, it was tough. And so, you know, here we are in 2014 after several massive failures, and we stumbled across this this opportunity. And I met Stuart for the very first time. He was our president interim. He was with us for.
She said she was embezzled. I think the way she worded it was she was embezzled by the other person for $20,000, which I don't think that's how embezzlement works, but also I would like to call to attention that she is talking about 2014. It is 2023. So why are we going that far back? Also, I'll get to that later.
The last 9 years, and he really.
How did you meet Stuart?
Yeah, I met him. I met him online.
Does he even work with Monae? Wasn't he like asked to step down or something? Because, okay, I was thinking that too, Shelby. Am I imagining that? Wasn't he removed from his position or asked to step down or something like that? So why are they talking about him if he's not a part of the company anymore? Again, not the flex that I think they hoped it would be.
Like somebody else I know.
No, but that whole story
right
about
here.
how you met him and meeting for the first time, that's sort of the mythology of the company.
Yeah.
So
this was posted. Hold on. I need to see what date this was posted. I want to say it was like What is my phone doing here? It was done towards the end of the month. So I want to say it was like 2 or 3 days ago. Last I checked, they had like 49 views. So
So anyways, you guys,
Oh
I
my-
had been in another company that
Shocker.
actually closed their doors. I should have been the biggest person to say, you know what, I'm never doing this again. It's, I've failed at it. I attempted at it twice before. And lo and behold, we came into this with an open heart and open mind. And back in 2014, we were able to see the vision that they had. We launched with only 9 products. And with, Stuart and Ray leading at the helm,
Oh my
we
God.
took that company to a $25 million company in our first 12 months with only 9 products, only in the US, you guys. Unheard of.
But how that opportunity presented itself to us is a pretty amazing thing, because after 2008, I was an engineer in Chicago. I built roads and things.
Amazing for who? For you guys that are clearly at the top of the pyramid? Because I don't think it's amazing for the 91.33% of people that made like $34 in 2022. That's before expenses. So whatever singular product they purchased, they were in the hole and paying to say that they're a part of this company in 2022. Like, come on.
If you're ever in Chicago and you want to know why the roads suck so bad, probably had something to do with me.
Yeah.
But when
Wow.
the economy tanked in 2008, our industry got decimated, and Tony had been trying to find some other things to do, and she was really great at network marketing.
Some other scams.
And this opportunity, and I call it an opportunity for a reason, because this is an opportunity, it came to us literally almost as a gift from God.
Oh, stop it.
We were making
We are only 4 minutes into this, and already the spiritual manipulation. Fantastic. That's sarcasm, by the way.
too much money to get our house into foreclosure. The bank wouldn't actually take our house. And Tony was frantic because I was working so much. And when we found out about Monae, it was literally almost like the last straw. Was a lifeline. Tony was going to go back and get a
Lifeline.
job. She'd already had some job interviews. So for us, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this right now that are either in the same set of circumstances or have been through that. You never know what life is going to present with you. And when she told me that she had found Monae and she had talked to the president and the owners of the company, I was actually kind of mad because I didn't want to try this again. I didn't really want to take the risk. I'm sure there's a lot of spouses out there that are going to be watching this, just sort of nodding along, because I didn't really know what I didn't know. And
Oh my
we did
God.
get the
What is that? What is that saying? Brian Underwood says it too. You don't know what you don't know. Stop it. That doesn't even make any sense.
first box of 9 products. And she says, opens the box and she tells me, oh my God, we're going to sell shampoo. And it just, I was not on board at all.
Oh, no. What he said, why the F would we sell shampoo?
Yeah,
I swear to God, you guys, he was so.
Well, by the way, there is swearing in their video. So if you have children around and you don't want them hearing that or whatnot, or you're working or watching the replay or whatever, I would suggest putting headphones on if you're able to. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Because
angry.
I just didn't want to get involved with network marketing. I had
Again.
zero interest in doing that. But then I tried the products. My mom had owned a salon for a long time. And then
Let's see what's under that hat. That's not me being a jerk. I'm just saying you're selling shampoo, and there have been countless stories shared with people that have allegedly lost their hair from using this product. So let's see what's under the hats. Just, for research purposes.
I talked to a few of the people. I talked to her. We had some interactions when people came in, to Chicago to see us, and I really liked them. It was great.
I take it back. The video was from 1 day ago. So they posted this on Halloween, which I find really interesting that it's the last day of the month. So if it's the last day of the month and all of a sudden Tony and her husband or partner or whatnot are doing an opportunity video and they're referencing when they started in 2014, that tells you the level of desperation, in my opinion, that we are seeing here. Also, I almost named this Tony Van, however you say her last name, practically begging for market partners. I almost called it that too, because the desperation is thick. You know what I'm saying?
And we had one of the first meetings at our house in Park Ridge, Illinois. We had a meet Monat. We had 27 of our friends that came. Not one single one of them signed up.
Great.
And
good job,
that was
friends.
August. That's September of 2014. So I was wondering what the heck you were doing, what we got us into. Within 2 months, that first big paycheck that hit in November really sort of pacified me for a little while.
Because it was double what he was making as an engineer.
Not then.
That's an income claim.
Then you doubled me in January. And then she retired me in April of 2015.
Well, but she didn't really actually retire you. You just basically switched jobs. So he was an engineer before, but then he just started working Monae with her. So you didn't really retire. Retiring means that you're no longer working. So you're using that term wrong, just like we see a lot of people in multi-level marketing. I probably said it in the past too when I was a part of multi-level marketing companies. And yes, you're not retired. She didn't retire you. She just said, hey, this is the money that we're making off of her team, no doubt. So, you don't need to be an engineer anymore. Why don't you do this with me? He basically just switched jobs, essentially.
Because she was making triple what I was making. And we decided that I cost us too much with my travel and everything else, which was a massive thing. It was a really weird thing. I shouldn't say massive. It was a really weird thing because everybody that I worked with thought I was nuts. You were going to leave your job and
with
because
benefits.
Your wife is selling shampoo. Now, the economy had gotten back in order and the owner of our company was like, dude, you hung out with us. You stuck with me. What project do you want to manage? I had like 7 or 8 projects that I could have managed. And I turned them all down. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just going to roll the dice on Tony. And every time I've ever rolled the dice on you, it's always been pretty good. It's always been pretty good. I've known her for 40 years. We were friends in high school. We reconnected later in life. And because I know her so well, it really gave me a sense of comfort knowing that no matter what happened, I always had faith in you. I didn't necessarily have faith in the companies that you were trying. I had faith in you. But then Monat was so different because the work that you were putting in, it was being, there was reciprocity in the paychecks. And
yeah, because you have a team. So they're trying to make it sound like it's because of selling shampoo. No, it's because of recruiting. We know that.
And the people were amazing. And the products were so good. How did you feel about it then?
This right here.
It had to have been really overwhelming. I don't think
it's giving the quarterback that graduated 30 years ago that's talking about the one play from the big game where he threw like a 60-yard or something absolutely ridiculous throw for, the receiver caught it, scored a touchdown. And it's like, bro, that was 30 years ago. Like, it's 2023. They're talking about 2014. What are we doing here? What have you done since then?
I don't think we've ever really talked about this before either.
No.
About that first winter when you saw what your success really was.
So
in 2014.
Oh, I might get a little bit emotional because you guys, this means so much to us.
You're saying that, but I don't feel any emotion from you. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling we need some more market partners. It's the end of the month. Oh my God, we could possibly drop rank. Oh my, it's giving desperation. In other words, that's what I'm feeling here. It's feeling last minute, what are we going to talk about? Oh, we'll just tell our story. And we've been a part of Monae forever. So we're going to start all the way at the beginning, almost 10 years ago. Tony, what have you done since then? Have you done anything since then? Or have your numbers been dropping? Your team members been leaving? Tell us the numbers now. Show us the numbers. It's fine.
We've been able to do since 2014 and helping all the people that we've been able to help through this business opportunity. And you guys, this is what it is. It is a business opportunity with fringe benefits that
Except it's not. There's no benefits. The benefit that they're probably going to mention is, community and friendship, and you get to do life with similar individuals, right? That's probably what they're going to say, because there's actually no benefits. Like in his engineering job, there probably were benefits, health insurance, things of that nature. But as a 1099 contracted employee with a multi-level marketing company, you're not going to get benefits. So you can call them fringe benefits if you want, Tony, but we know that that's not how that works.
means that you're going to be able to forge new relationships.
Hey, Charlene.
You're going to be able to learn and grow, yourself personally.
You can do that without joining a multi-level marketing company. You do not need to be a part of an MLM in order to grow personally or to learn new skills. You can do many of those things for free, listening to podcasts or, watching videos to learn new skills, things of that nature. Many of the ways that you can personally grow as a human, you can do for free. So you don't need community. Let me back up. You don't need to join an MLM to find community. You don't need to join an MLM to personally develop. So
I had no idea. I truly had no idea.
right.
And what this meant for me back then is much different than it means now, only because we didn't know what we didn't know. And, growing those teams and, working with the people that we did in that first year, that was ever life-changing. And they're still our best friends to this day, 10 years later. But the one thing,
All of them, they're all your best friends still? From the people that you worked with in your first year? There's not one person that you worked with in that first year that said, "You know what? I see this for what it is," and you blocked them and did all kinds of crazy stuff? There's not one person? By the way, if you're that person, feel free to message me because I have questions.
that I want you to know is that if you're watching this and hearing about Monae for the very first time, is that it doesn't matter. You have the same opportunity that we did.
Except they don't. There was no opportunity for them to become the first brand partner or market partner in Monae. That happened 10 years ago, practically. That can never happen again. And we know that people that are successful in multi-level marketing get in early, or they have a large following, things of that nature. That can't be unless they have a large following, which if they have a large following and they're promoting Monae, that's embarrassing. Sorry, that's embarrassing, So no, they don't have the same opportunity. And I think that's why you're talking about 2014. I think it's because, Tony, you were trying to stay relevant because you are bleeding market partners. We all know it. We're just waiting for you to come to terms with it and to accept it and probably join another company, because I'm sure that's coming too.
Because, the people that we introduced this to first are still the same people that are our friends, that know about it. They're in the business. They're not in the business, but we have those respectful relationships. But you being the first to listen to this and introduce it to your circle of influence, you have the same thing. And now that we're in 10 different countries, that's a huge, massive thing, especially with social media. So without going too much off topic.
Also this, hi, Karina. Karina says, does she know that we've seen the very public exodus multiple teams, WFAB, have done? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's, forgetting that. She's leaving that part of the story out.
Y'all, I'm just telling you, being in this industry for almost 30 years, still the game changer. It's
No, it's
still the
not.
one that's leading the forefront in technology, in social media, in
Wait.
product, in pay, and
Why does every MLM opportunity video say that? Why do they all say our comp plan is the best? Our products are the best. Nobody is doing what we are doing. They say it on every single opportunity call. Every single one. Tony, you're talking about Monae. There are so many other options for shampoo and conditioner and other products that people might need for their hair to take care of their hair texture and those types of things that don't cost anywhere near what, in my opinion, the garbage products from Monae cost. I don't know. I just feel like Tony needed to hear that.
everything that we have to offer. So,
I remember something else though, too. I
Uh-huh.
remember you not being afraid of someone saying no to you. And you're still not afraid of it.
Nope.
And what about a no motive?
Tony, are you even still trying to recruit? I mean, I know we're watching an opportunity video, but to me, this video is like somebody's trying to recruit because they're desperate and they don't typically, do opportunity videos. She seems like the type where she has her team leaders that do stuff like this and she just kind of makes her appearance and shows up. This feels like somebody that is trying to stay relevant, is like, I'm going to tell my story. We're going to do this opportunity call and they probably have notes in front of them, but this is probably one of the worst opportunity videos that I have seen because are these people even relevant? Sure, they're making a lot of money, I'm sure, because they have a large team. But I don't know. That's just what I think. What do y'all think?
Motivate you? Because I think there's a lot of people that don't get into network marketing or direct sales or sales in general because they're afraid of no. They're afraid of
Or Jay, I think his name is Jay. Is it because there's so much information readily available to people that instead of just taking your word for it and saying, they wouldn't do me dirty, I'm going to go ahead and trust these people and join a multi-level marketing company. Perhaps it's because people are equipped with information for them to see multi-level marketing for what it is versus taking your word for it. I don't think it has anything to do with being scared of being told no, although you probably want to think that. But I would venture to say it's a pat on the back to the anti-MLM movement and the people that are out there educating so that people don't join people like this and companies like this.
rejection. How have you overcome that? Because you really have.
so I want to backtrack a little bit because y'all, this was my
You want to backtrack, but we've been talking about 2014. How far back you want to go? Are we going back to middle school too? I don't understand.
third attempt at really growing a network marketing business because I love this industry. I've loved this industry for many, many years. And this was my third attempt. And the last two attempts were horrible. They were devastating, both.
It's interesting how now she's referencing 3 different companies when just a few minutes ago, she was only referencing the previous company. Just feels like she's kind of skipping around, which are there notes on that computer in front of them that they're looking at? I'm not really sure, but like, why are we backtracking? Why are we going this far back? If you're talking about your current company and how great the opportunity is, wouldn't you be talking about that instead of going all the way back? I don't understand.
Personally and professionally. But what I know is that I did not ask anybody to look at this business opportunity that knew me prior, except for 5 people.
What about the 27 people you had in your house when you did a Meet Monae, whatever, when you first started? You mean to tell me that you didn't pitch them to join? Because Jay sure did make it a point to mention that nobody joined and he was questioning what was going on. So which story is it, Tony?
And you know what they all told me? Tony, it's time for you to go out and get a real job.
Love that.
Y'all, I'm unemployable. I can't be told when to work, what to wear, and how much to make. And that for me, when one of my really good confidants and friends said, you just need to do something else and go get something real, it pissed me off to the point where I said, you know what? Love you, but I'm moving on and I am going to do this. There was something so special that I knew in my heart that this was going to be something truly amazing. And so I ran with it.
So if you had been a part of 2 previous multi-level marketing companies and you joined Monae as distributor number 1, could it be you knew it was going to be amazing because nobody had heard of Monae in 2014 and you were the first one in? Could it be that? Instead of you acting like it was this gut feeling and I just knew this was going to be an incredible opportunity, I would venture to say that those 2 previous companies that you were a part of, you probably at some point became aware of how the game works. And then this was presented to you and you were like, oh my God, nobody's heard of this. I'd be the first distributor. Like, come on, you know?
And I didn't look back and I didn't listen. And even though I was devastated by what some people said, you know who I found? I found the people that I didn't actually, most of them know at the time, that signed up with us. And that's what's going to happen for you guys. Even if you've been in this industry for a long time, even if you've had multiple attempts at this particular industry, this is your time to shine.
Oh my God, Tony. You're actually trying to recruit people from other MLM companies. This is now beyond embarrassing. The ship is sinking. Monae is sinking. You're standing on the ship going, it's fine. It's fine. The ship is sinking. And you're like, yeah, come on board. It's fine. Tony, are you for real?
Because you're going to know that there's going to be a different way to do it. And that's what we teach people. We actually teach people how to actually do this business. And that's what makes us different.
I've never heard that on an MLM opportunity video before. Never. I've never heard that we actually teach you how to do this business. I've never heard that. Oh, and that's what makes us different. Just, it's like the icing on the cake for me, you know?
Oh, it's a
Yes.
business.
It's right here, Shelby.
There's still a lot of people that don't treat it like a business.
No.
Well, because it's not a business. You're a 1099 contracted worker. I like to think of this as you are part of the volunteer advertising team. You're not getting paid for your work, but you're spending a lot of time putting up social media posts and creating different kind of campaigns. Some of them are doing lives. Some of them are doing in-person events. You're spending a ton of time, a ton of money, a ton of energy to advertise the product, and they're not getting paid. How do I know that? Because 91.33% of the company in 2022 made like $34 for the year before expenses. So it's like a volunteer advertising team. We love the product so much that we're just going to share it. We don't have to get paid. Meanwhile, they're pitching it like it's a business.
They don't.
That's one of the things that you've always done. And a lot of the people that we know that are successful in this is it is a full-time job.
Yep.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be.
See, but when you have a full-time job, you get paid for it. And I love how he's switching his stance. It's like having a full-time job, but it doesn't have to be. Jay. Is that his name, Jay? Jay. Stop it.
It could be literally whatever anybody wants it to be. And that was one of the things that I didn't know about it. It took me a few years to get involved with it. I didn't start going to meetings and anything until 2017. There might be some people on the call that remember the Houston My Nations in 2017. And that was
6 years ago. I mean, at least we're moving forward from 2014 because I was starting to get concerned.
that was literally my first event. I hadn't gone on any of the trips. I didn't go to Maui. I didn't go to anything. I went to your car presentation. Tony Monty has a car program, and Tony got the first car, and we had the very first car presentation here in Charleston, and I went to that. And that's where I met Stuart, but I hadn't met anybody before that.
Let's talk about the car program really quickly, because I don't think I've talked about this since I did the Prove It Car bonus video from 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. So in these companies, if you hit a certain rank, you will typically get money. They say you'll get money for a car bonus. You can either buy the car or you can lease it. You have to qualify for the car. You have to have the credit and or the down payment for the lease or the car loan, and then the company typically reimburses you. So you're making the car payment and they're reimbursing you for that payment. What happens if you don't hit that rank? Well, you're going to be responsible for the payment on that car. So the way that I describe this is that's an insurance policy for the company, because they know if somebody is locked into, a car payment, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to continue to order the product. They're going to continue to be part of their uh, volunteer advertising team in most cases, and they're not going to go anywhere because they have this bill to pay. They have this status to maintain. It's an insurance policy for the company that distributor doesn't go anywhere.
And then I went to my first big event, and everybody was there waiting to see me, and it was really cool. And well, of course, I'd heard about all these people and whatnot, but actually meeting everybody for the first time and seeing what a community that you guys had really built. And it was awe-inspiring. It really made me feel like I had a group of people that I could rely on. And there's a bunch of guys there, and there was Dave Barrett and Sean Williamson and Josh Stevens and all these guys, and they're all still involved with it.
And none of them are anybody with any kind of status outside of the multi-level marketing company. The way that some of the people in the company, the top ranks, the leadership, the C-suite, are idolized and in my opinion, worshipped at these events is so weird. At the end of the day, they're just humans like anybody else. And nobody outside of the MLM knows who they are typically. It's weird.
It made it comfortable for me. And so after then is when I started doing the business with Tony and getting more involved with it. And the next question people are going to have is, well, how do you help your spouse? You do whatever you need to do. Some days I'm your secretary. Some days I rub your feet. Some days
you try to figure out this whole friggin' Zoom thing.
Figure out this whole Zoom
with
thing.
the new podcasting
That's kind
stuff.
of crash and burn though too. But the thing is though is that it's opened my eyes to the things that I can do. And there's a lot of people out that are watching this right now, or are going to be watching it, that they don't know what they're capable of. And I'll tell you, literally, if I can do it, so many of you can do it.
Stop it. No, that's not true. If I can do it, you can do it. Meanwhile, the ship is literally sinking. Cute.
When I was talking to Tony about the no's, how do you overcome the no's? How do you, what's the mentality of that?
Yes, it is.
You know what the answer is? It's really simple. You just keep talking. Every day there's people to talk to. You don't realize how many people that you have to talk to.
Recruit everybody. That's what he's really saying here. It's not about shampoo. It's about recruiting people. That's why on the last day of the month, they're doing this opportunity video, Zoom, podcast, whatever they're calling it, because they're desperate, in my opinion. It's embarrassing.
Always somebody to talk to. And sometimes a no is the best thing that could ever possibly happen, because it gets you thinking about the ways that you need to approach it. Now, she mentioned that we work with people and we teach and coach and train. Monae has all of that laid out. And I went through Market Partner Academy and all that stuff in the back.
Market Partner Academy. Kind of like getting a PhD from, what's his face? John Maxwell. Stop.
In the back office and everything. And I learned so much about how to talk to people. I've always been a talker. I've always been a leader of conversations and things. I was on the debate team and all those sports things and stuff, but this is vastly different. How there's someone new out there right now. It's gonna be watching this and they're afraid to try.
Meanwhile, there's less than 100 views on this opportunity Zoom that they did. We have more views live right now than they have. Am I shaming somebody else with less than 100 views? No, but let's look at the whole picture here. These are people that are at the top of the pyramid. I think at one point of this, they're like hundreds and hundreds of people are going to see this. Really? Where? On my channel? Because I mean, yeah.
What's your number one tip for someone when they're afraid to try? Because clearly this is still an amazing opportunity for
clearly
millions of people. What's your number one
millions
tip to get over that fear?
You know what? You have to ask people to give your honest opinion. Like when you're first getting started in a business like this.
Okay, but it's not a business, Tony. And if you want to be honest, try showing people the income disclosure statement. Why don't you try recruiting, leading with that and see how that works for you?
You have to go to your circle and just say, hey, I would love your opinion. Give them the information, get with the person that actually is bringing you into the business, have them share with, your circle of influence because you don't know what you don't know.
Oh my God.
It is a minimum of at least a 60-day learning curve. For most people, it's going to be 90 to 120 days, but it's about.
So stick with it. The 91.33% that are only making $34, only made $34 for the year, median income, according to their income disclosure statement. Stick with it for 4 months. Yeah, we know it's costing you money, but in any business that you start, it takes time for you to get in the green. Stop. This is not a business. You're a 1099 contracted employee, essentially, without benefits. I'm laughing because this is wild.
Getting into momentum. It's about not being afraid to ask. You have to ask. And the other thing is too, is that you can't be afraid of the no. They're not saying no to you. And this is where a lot of people confuse this, is that you think they're saying no to you and you feel rejection.
I feel like I heard this in like 2008 when I was a part of slumber parties. 2009, somewhere in there at training. They're not saying no to you. They're just saying no to the opportunity. And no just means not right now. Tony, it's 2023. If I heard that in 2008, 2009, it's time for some new material, my friend. And I'm saying my friend very loosely. I don't mean that like actually she's my friend. Yikes.
Don't do that. It's like you going to a restaurant and the waitress asks you if you want an add-on. Like, let's say you're ordering a burger and she said,
that cough was because she knows what she's doing is a false equivalence fallacy right now. She was trying to get it together. I feel like, imagine comparing ordering food at a restaurant and your waitress or whoever is taking your order, waiter, waitress is taking your order, and they say, this would go well with what you've ordered. Would you like me to add that for you? And thinking that's the same process and the same thing as joining a multi-level marketing company. Imagine. I love when they use fallacies. It's like my favorite thing because it's easy to debunk.
Says, oh, do you want the, mushroom Swiss, whatever it is, and it's an extra $2.99, and you say no? It's the same exact thing. Using that as a very simple, comparative.
It's not a comparison though. And you're talking about a $2.99 add-on to a meal or something of the sorts from a restaurant to, I don't know how much the starter kits are with Monae. Let's say they're $299 or more. Those are not the same things. So this is a fail when it comes to a comparison. But I do love when they use fallacies. I really do.
Thing, right? Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you, and this will be the best advice that you will ever hear. Other people's opinions don't pay your damn bills. Okay. So
You know what else doesn't pay people's bills? The income that they are not making from your own income disclosure statement. So you can be cute and talk about how other people's opinions don't pay bills. Okay, well, clearly people are not able to pay their bills with the income that they are not making according to your income disclosure statement from Monae. So yikes.
just remove that out of your mind. There are two things in this business that people need. One, they need better personal care products. And two, they need more money.
None of which you're going to get from Monae. I am really snarky tonight. I apologize, guys.
And usually it's the second one that gets people interested and involved in this until they honestly dive into the products. And then they're like, oh shit, the products are freaking amazing, right?
Except they're not.
That reinforces their belief in the money aspect of it. We still, guys, 10 years later, have the best pay plan out there. And it's still, they keep enhancing it. So
she said that with her whole chest too. It's the best pay plan out there. Really? Then why is everybody leaving, Tony? Why has there been multiple mass exoduses? Exoduses? Why have lots of people been leaving? We saw the numbers. Tony, stop it.
I've seen 7 different things that they've added to our pay plan, with the car plan being one of them back in 2016. 2016. We added.
It's 2023. I'm glad that we're making a little bit of progress on the timeline here, but a lot of this could have been left out.
The car program, right? We have 5 trips a year that you can earn. We have 11 different ways you can get paid in the plan. And then when we go and open up a new country, there's opportunities for that in what we call founder shares. Like you get profit sharing from the company.
Yeah, and I bet you have to hit a pretty high rank in the company just from the amount of income disclosure statements and comp plans that I have looked at and participated in when I was a part of multi-level marketing. You typically have to hit a very high rank, excuse me, in order to get those founder shares. It's a pool bonus. So you, depending on the size of your team, your sales, and the combination of those two, determines the amount of shares. But she's presenting this on an opportunity Zoom like, oh, anybody can do it. Okay, well, if anybody can do it, why do the numbers for market partner to MMP, managing market partner, go from 91.33% of the company to 4.73% of the company? And then it exponentially drops as far as the number of active and inactive US market partners at these ranks in 2022. Why do they exponentially drop if anybody can do it? Because if that were the case, the percentages of people at these ranks would be completely different.
Y'all, I'm telling you right now, being that I am a student of this industry, I'm a network marketing master.
She sounds mad.
Love what this business platform can do for other people. But
how many people in your downline? Let me back up. How many people are in your downline, Tony? And what are the percentage of people that have hit that pool bonus? I'm just trying to see something because I bet it's probably pretty close to what the income disclosure statement says. You're going to highlight these people that have hit these big ranks. But when you look at the big picture, which most people don't have access to because a lot of these companies don't like you knowing how many people are in the company and how many are at each rank. And I'd venture to say that Tony probably doesn't want you to know that either. Because if you looked at the numbers, if you looked at the analytical data, it would probably be pretty close to mirroring Monae's income disclosure statement.
Even though I love my brothers and sisters in other companies, there still isn't a company like ours. We're a standalone. We're the.
I mean, I'm just going to keep going because, yeah,
we are. And when we talk about the business opportunity, we talk about what it does for families. This company hasn't done anything. I mean, think about what it's done for our family.
Right.
Think about what it's.
See, now, if you were a real leader you wouldn't be talking about yourself. You would be highlighting specific people within your downline that have had real changes. But we know from the income disclosure statement, that's probably a very small percentage of people in their downline. Real leadership is not going to stand up and say, look at me. Real leadership is not going to say, look what we've been able to do. Because at the end of the day, these people that are at the top of these multi-level marketing companies would not be at the top if they didn't have the team that they did. If they weren't taking advantage of, in my opinion, the 0.33% of people that are only made $34 for the year in 2022. Because of those people, these two are up here talking about, let me tell you what this has done for our family. They're sitting at the top because of the large number of people that are losing money and paying out to say that they're a part of Monae. Just let that sink in for a second. There is real power within that 91.33% of people in Monae at that first rank, only making $34 for the year as of the 2022 income disclosure statement. If those people stopped ordering and canceled their distributorship, it would have a profound impact on people like this. The power, in my opinion, is in those first 2 to 3 ranks within these companies. If you stop listening to what these people say, if you're currently in a multi-level marketing company and you're like, yeah, they said, just give me 120 days, give me 6 years, 6 months, give me a year, give me 18 months or whatever. If you said, I'm going to give this 60 days. And at the end of 60 days, if you start to see, hey, this is costing me more money, and you canceled and other people did the same thing instead of trusting people like these two, they wouldn't be up here bragging about all the things that they've been able to do off of your time, energy, money, and effort.
It's done for our family. I see Phyllis. Hi, Phyllis. She's on the call right now. It's done a lot for Phyllis, and it's done a lot for Susie. And there's so.
Okay, give us the specifics on Phyllis and Susie. And also, let's hear about the size of their teams, and let's hear how many people on their teams are having similar success. Or is it a very small percentage? Because it typically is.
Many people, oh my gosh, all these people I see and I recognize them on here. And it's done so much for so many people. Tony.
I have never heard a more vague statement. It's done so much for so many people. Really? Who? How many? What has it done? Give us the specifics. If MLM were so great, there would be specifics tied to that statement. And it wouldn't be just the person at the top of the pyramid. It would be people in that person's downline. And it would be not a small quantity of people. It would be a large quantity of people. But we know that that's not how that works.
Was, like I said, literally the first market partner. You were also the very first SED. Mm-hmm. You were also the first member of the $1 Million Club.
When, in 2016?
And now we've got, 90 millionaires?
No, it's more like 105 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some.
Yeah, but your downline, right? Because you have strong relationships with your downline. So is it 90? Is it 105? I don't know. Also, is that the $1 million in sales, lifetime sales? How long have these people been in? How much of that was personal product that they ordered over the years? There's questions that need to be asked instead of taking people like this and what they say as a fact. A lot of these companies are like, yeah, you're in the $1 Million Club. Well, that's just lifetime sales. And if it took them, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, like you have to look at the big picture here. And they're only telling you the things that they want you to hear.
We've got some MDCs here on the call. We've got, Dawn Yeager here is on the call. She's an MDC.
Dawn. Hi, Dawn.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people, you guys, because it matters. You show up, it matters. And showing up is 100% of it.
Except it's not, because in order to move up the ranks in these multi-level marketing companies, you have to recruit. You have to have a team, and the majority of the people on that team have to be losing money and spending money every single month on their auto ships and the new products and all of that stuff in order for the people at the top to benefit financially. It's literally preying, not praying, like preying on other people. And then you sit up there and you brag about how you have made all this money, and it's gross. It's grimy.
think about it for a second. While all these people were showing up and maybe we were an example for them, there are so many people that have nailed it and kicked it out of the park, hit it out of the park.
Another vague statement. There's so many people that have nailed it and hit it out of the park. Oh, really? How many? What park are we talking about?
After you did. So, I mean, it wasn't like you had to be first in for this to be so successful.
Except you do. And that's why at the beginning of this, you made it a point to mention that Tony was distributor number 1 in this company. Because if that didn't carry weight, you wouldn't even mention it.
You know, now you've got, you know, Jackie and Jesse Goldrich. You've got
Karina.
Sarah Hill. You've got all these
Ah,
people
Sarah
now
Hill.
that are
Yeah.
in the $10 million club with us. And Julie,
Yeah. Isn't Sarah Hill allegedly? I don't know if this is the same person I'm thinking of. Back a year and some change ago, who was it? Let me say it this way. Who was it that was messaging people in her downline? I know it was a woman messaging people in her downline and saying, "Hey, can you go inactive for 6 months? But when you do, I'll buy your kit and, I'll put you here or we'll move you around," or something like that. Who was it that was doing that? Do y'all remember that? Also, I have heard that they have baptisms at their events. Yikes. Nothing against baptisms. That's not what I'm saying at all. Let me clarify, because everybody has different religious and spiritual beliefs, and that's cool. It's supposed to be a business event. So, yeah. Krista, Joanna, Salvage Soul. Okay. Yeah, Salvage Soul. Krista. Oof, crazy. That's crazy. But, they're doing well. Monae's doing well, and they don't have to do that sketchy stuff that Krista is doing. Probably still is, in my opinion.
who started a few weeks
After we
was-
did, was the first $15 million club member.
This is amazing.
So there are still amazing opportunities for people out there right now to take advantage of this company and take advantage of this opportunity that we're
Actually, no, the company and people like you, I think his name is Jay, and Tony are actually taking advantage of other people. So you got that backwards, my guy.
talking about tonight. You know, there are things that happen in your life for a reason. And this is just one of those things that happen to us for a reason.
No.
But there's so many of you out there and so many people that are going to watch this. It can happen for you.
So many people have watched it, but when I downloaded this, there was like 49 people that have watched it. Crafting Ruby Dreams, thank you so much for this comment. That's incredible that you were able to identify the language that they use. And yeah, Trinot. Trinot is also the company that is claiming. I just sent information to Brianna Jewell. They're claiming that they can turn, brace yourselves, sugar into fiber. Yeah. Yeah, I know. However you're reacting right now, same. Same.
You too. It takes hard work. There is no secret sauce. My best advice is work your ass off. There you go. People want to know what's the trick to network marketing? Yeah.
Recruit a ton of people and quickly. Get in first so that you're distributor number 1, you have a large team, you get paid off of everybody, and ride it as long as you can until checks start to diminish, and then you move on to the next opportunity that nobody has heard of. That's what I feel like they should be saying. I don't think that they stumbled upon Monae in 2014. Just, I don't think it was a coincidence. I think somebody presented it to them, probably because of relationships from previous companies. Yuck.
You work your ass off, but then it's so rewarding. And so we're coming.
Stop it. I nailed it and I didn't even see it. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about it, but I'm almost thinking that I am either going to do an edited video or I'm going to push it out a little bit and I need to do some research and ask a lot of questions. Actually, that might be a good one to bring Susie in on. Susie, my trainer. We love her. The channel loves her. You guys gave great feedback when I had her on. Let's send her a message real quick. Hang on. Oh. Okay, let's send an audio message. Wait, what just happened? Sorry, guys. Hang on one second. Hello, my friend. I am live streaming right now, and I've actually been meaning to talk to you about this, but there is an MLM company called Monat, and they claim that they have a product called Transform, if you guys didn't know what that was, that is turning sugar into fiber. And I have a video, and I was wondering, and my audience that's watching right now and possibly on the replay want to know if you would like to react to a video about it with me on a live stream. Okay, bye. Oh, we'll see what she says. She probably will. But yeah, Susie's definitely coming back. Her and I have talked about it a lot. Things have just been really kind of crazy for me and probably for her as well. But yeah, we'll see if she hops on. That would be so cool. Not like on here, but in the comments and says, hey, she's living her life too. So, all right, back to it.
Into our favorite time of the year. We're coming into the holiday season. And
yeah, why is that?
There's people out there with bills that are going to be.
Oh, yeah. So people that are going to be struggling to pay for things during the holidays, you're going to prey on them and try and recruit them into something where the majority of people lose money. How compassionate of you.
Need to get paid in January. And, this is the perfect opportunity, perfect time to take a look at the opportunity, because there's so many things that are happening over the next 2 months. We started a 30-day hardcore group working on, accountability and working on staying in touch with people. And
that doesn't sound like you own your own business. That sounds like you're a boss telling your employees what needs to be done. So how is this their own business? We know that it's not, but just, trying to question what they're saying here. A hardcore group? What, y'all go live every day? You get on a working Zoom every day? Define hardcore. We would love to know.
There's a lot of those things going on right now where the company is doing Monats every day and everything to really propel.
Oh, they're doing in-person Meet Monae events every day that cost money. So they're using product, costs money. They probably have certain things that they set up, probably have some kind of giveaways for people that book their own or, decide to join Monae or whatever. All of this costs money. And when we look at the income disclosure statement, people are losing lots of money as these two are dangling the carrot of hope of, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Meanwhile, they joined in 2014.
People into success for the new year. And I just think that there are a lot of things that people don't take into consideration when it comes to network marketing and what their skill set is. Everybody has friends, everybody has kids that are going to school, or friends that you've never thought about.
Leave the babies alone. All right, leave them alone.
But it doesn't have to just be about that. There's Instagram, and there's so many other ways of contacting people. And back in our day, we didn't have Facebook.
We didn't have Instagram when we started this company.
When was Facebook started? Hey, Siri. When was Facebook started?
Facebook was formed February 4th, 2004.
February 4th, 2004. If I set off your Siri right now, I apologize. Okay, so interesting.
It was non-existent. But the great thing is that we have platforms for you to learn, for you to do the best practices from people that have done it, and they're teaching you and they're doing it for free. This is the one thing that I love about our company is the camaraderie and the relationships. And I'm going to tell you what, is that in this type of industry, you have to have culture. You have.
Not only did I charge my mouse for today's stream, by the way, if you don't know, my mouse died. So we stared at each other for a couple minutes on the last live stream I charged my mouse. Not only tell Fallon, if Fallon is listening, not only did I charge my mouse overnight, but I also charged my keyboard. So, and also thank you, Fallon, for your help. I appreciate you.
To have relationships, and you have to have people that are going to show up and they're going to share what they're doing that they're winning at, and they're going to teach you how to win at the same thing. So my whole thing is that we built this community and this culture from day one. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's what I did in the last company that I was in for a long period of time. And we had that stickiness, right? We had that relationship capital. And that's what you have to have.
Relationship capital. When I hear that term, all I think about is these people trust me and I'm going to manipulate them. Whether that means, hey, I'm relaunching my business. So, what do I need to do? All right, let's get on a coaching call. Let's do this. And, or hey, keep that auto ship running. Or hey, the next event is coming. So make sure you get your ticket. Or hey, new products are coming. Make sure that you order them because you got to be a product of a product. Relationship capital. Imagine thinking that every relationship you have is only to financially benefit, because that's what she's referring to here. There are people that I'm friends with, that we just chat. And I love that. That was one of the things when I got out of MLM that I really had to work on, not only setting boundaries and understanding that not everybody is going to like what I have to say. And that's okay. They're entitled to that. They're entitled to feel the way that they feel. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. But I had to work on boundaries, and I also had to work on just learning how to be friends with people and understanding that there's coworkers, there's friends, there's people that I speak with often in my DMs, there's followers, there's subscribers, and not everybody is there for you to make money off of. Some people just want to chat. And I think that that's awesome. I had to relearn a lot of that because being in multi-level marketing for 13 and a half years, you're constantly sorting people. They're either interested or they're not. They're interested or they're not. And if I ever hurt anybody in DMs or in my actions with sorting people, I apologize, because that's not fair to anybody. That is something that is taught in multi-level marketing. And that's where that relationship equity term comes from. That's what she means, in my opinion. And that's also why so many of you send me screenshots, especially on Instagram, of people that are messaging you because you're watching their stories. Because they're trying to sort you in, why are you watching my stories? Oh, you're interested either in the product or you're I'm going to recruit you. That's what that is. Relationship. What'd she say? Equity or capital? I think she said capital. That's disgusting. People are humans. There's humans on the other side of that screen.
A business like this and teams like you're going to build, and also with your folks that you're going to come in with, they've got to have the same exact thing. And they have to absolutely 100% support you. Now, does that mean that you have to have accountability in this business? Y'all, I've owned my own brick and mortars. He was an engineer. I was also a corporate restaurateur prior to owning my own brick and mortars. This is the hardest business model out there, but it's the most rewarding. And I would.
In what way? It's the hardest business model out there, but the most rewarding. Tony, in what way? If you're at the top of the pyramid, if you're the first distributor in the company, it's the most rewarding. What do you mean? Just like your partner here, you're being very vague in your explanation, and people are just supposed to believe you. I hope nobody believes her. I hope nobody believes him. They're not even really saying anything other than they are manipulating people, in my opinion.
Never have it any other way. There's a lot of people here on this call that I personally know. They have other businesses outside of this. And they always come back and say, you know what? Even though I make more money doing this, and even though, my JOB has become the side hustle, this has been the most.
And why has the job become a side hustle, Tony? Oh, that's because MLMs slowly creep into every aspect of your life. They take everything over. Your free time, your relationships, your social media, your language. It takes everything over to the point that the main job, the 9 to 5, the whatever, the job as she refers to it as, has to become the side hustle. Because you're taught in high control groups, which I do think multi-level marketing are examples of high control groups and commercial cults, you're taught to spend more and more time, energy, and finances on the multi-level marketing company because eventually it's going to pay off. Eventually it's going to be your time. Eventually you're going to find that one person that transforms your business. That's not how it works. In that time that people are trusting, okay, I'm going to give it 6 months, I'm going to give it 12 months, whatever. These people are benefiting financially off of those people ordering their auto ships, the new products, all of that. It's gross.
Challenging, but the most rewarding. And that's what we focus on, is really the relationship building and the personal development that you get.
Stop.
I don't know of another company out there that were personally mentored by John Maxwell and Todd Duncan, both on the same page. So we've learned
I mean, John Maxwell speaks at a ton of different events. I'm not saying he's good, because if I hear, I'm John Maxwell and I'm your friend one more time, I will throw this microphone. I won't really, but in my mind, that's how I feel. He's not your friend. He's manipulative. So he speaks at a lot of events, unfortunately. So there's a lot of people technically that can say they were mentored by John Maxwell. And by the way, that's unfortunate.
exclusively from those two amazing men.
There she is. Nothing tells the word you're not a boss like a camo hat that says boss. She should stop talking now. And also him. They can stop talking.
They've been leading the way in leadership for, 10, 20, 30 years. So you're getting the best of the best.
And that's one of the things that's always amazed me is how
Susie, can I read your text message to them? Is that okay?
much attention there is really truly to personal development. And, we're Maxwell PhD certified.
And tell me, what is his name? Jay? I keep calling him that. I hope that's his name. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Susie said I could read it too, by the way. Are you going to put that on a resume? That you have a PhD from John Maxwell? Please put that on a resume and see how that works out for you. Oh, Susie said a zillion times yes. In fact, I'm reacting right effing now.
Todd Duncan's on all the calls. When I was doing mortgages in Chicago in the 90s, Todd Duncan was the mortgage guy.
He was the man.
I took one of his classes and it was fantastic. And it just still amazes me. Here we are, 9.5, coming up on 10 years with this. There's still nothing in the world I would do over this.
Right.
I can't believe that I get to do this every day. I kind of like working with you most days too.
Most days, not all days. Can you imagine? Imagine being a fly on the wall. You know how, and this is just my opinion. I don't know these people in real life, but I do think that, do I want to say this? Yeah, I'm going to say it. I do think that you can tell when somebody has kind of an anger streak within them. And I could be wrong. And again, it's just my opinion, but I do feel like Tony has an anger streak. And I find the fact that he's like, I do like working with you most days. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that I know and I see them in the call. And, Alicia was just talking about, she remembers us from Shoney's in Washington, Illinois.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things too, was we used to go down to Washington, down sort of by Peoria. And Jessica Shoney, a lot of you probably know her. She was building her team then. And we went down there a lot. That's the community that, we wanted to help her, and, getting to know her and her family was pretty amazing. So,
yeah. And in doing that, you probably were only doing that because you were investing. And you knew if you built a relationship with that person that you could manipulate them for longer because they trust you. So they're going to stick around, or as Tony called it, what did she say? Something about sticky, which is so gross to me. Listen, go wash your hair, okay? If it's sticky, go wash your hair. Anyways, oh, they just use relationships to manipulate people. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh, we went down there and we developed a relationship, and and they're giving very specific information when it comes to that. But when it comes to people actually having success within their downline, they're being extremely vague. They are picking and choosing what specific details they want people to know on this opportunity Zoom. If they were as successful, and when I say they, I mean their team, were as successful as what they are saying, they would lead with analytical data. And I say that all the time because it would be very easy if the business were that lucrative for the majority of people to say, here's the data. But we have the data from the companies that have an income disclosure statement. We have the data from the Federal Trade Commission that show us from these companies it is not successful. So you have to pay attention to when they are being extremely vague, like these two are, when it comes to actual testimonials of people that are in their downline. Sure, they have 90 or 105 million dollar club earners or whatnot. How many people are on their team? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands? That's not a very good statistic. That's a very small amount of people in comparison. So something to pay attention to.
That was a really good memory to bring up. Somebody else said something about, oh, hi, Diana. Yeah, right. It's the best decision. It's the best decision you ever made because we got to be friends.
Oh, God.
But I mean,
stop.
you guys, these are people that we've known for years. And some of you are new here on the call.
It's not normal to make money off of friends. Let your friends be your friends. You don't need to make money off of them. That adds a whole nother layer of manipulation.
Some of you are looking at this as, oh, would this be a right fit for me? Here's what I suggest. Go back to the person that asked you to be here on this call. If you have questions, get your questions answered.
And ask for the income disclosure statement, and ask for what happened with the mass exodus, and ask for this information that Charlene is mentioning. We saw the data last year when the company didn't secure their financial records, the files that showed 99% of her pay was from her downline. Ask for that information, because they can sit up here and act like, oh, well, you make all this money from selling shampoo. It's a shampoo business. That's what they say. But you make the majority of your money off of recruiting and having a team and recruiting bonuses. At some point in this video, they mentioned getting paid 11 ways. This is something that I talk about all the time. Okay, there's 11 ways to get paid. That sounds alluring to a lot of people. But when you really look at the ways that they pay people, allegedly, how many of those are from selling a product? And how many of those are from recruiting or team bonuses or rank up bonuses? And when you look at the comp plan, in order to rank up, a lot of times you have to have a certain amount of team members or some sort of organizational volume in order to rank up. That means that you have to recruit. So you got to look at these things. Well, 11 ways to get paid sounds cool, but are 9 of them off of recruiting and recruiting activities and having a team? That should be a red flag,
Part is sleep on it tonight. I will guarantee you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and you're not going to be able to wait to get started. And that is your sign, is to jump in with both feet. We'll give you the exact.
This is where she starts bargaining. Yeah. We're going to give you everything that you need. You'll be so glad that you did. You'll be so glad that you didn't wait. Jump in with both feet. Get the biggest starter package. Invest in yourself. Invest in your business. Show up to the training. We're going to walk you we'll be with you every step of the way. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Never heard any of that before.
Map that you need. I really call it, you guys ever play the game Life? This is kind of like the game of life, right?
Except it's not, because that's a board game and doesn't involve real money and real time and real relationships. So that's another example of a fallacy Tony. Imagine thinking people's time, energy, and money, their identity, the language that they use, the social media, people that they stay in contact with, is like the game of life. Tony, are you for real right now?
Where you're doing all the things and you're reaching all these goals and you're getting all these accolades and you're going on the trips and you're getting the car and everything like that. This is life, guys.
Tony, stop it. Those trips that are hidden that people are paying the tax on because people don't typically ask for an itemized 1099 when they're in an MLM company. They send a 1099. They're like, wow, look at all this money that I made. And they include the trip cost on that they're paying taxes on, plus paying for the trip to get there, flight, hotel, those types of things you typically have to pay for. Not all of them. Be so for real right now, Tony.
And this is the real game-changing company that you can be a part of. And we're so excited. And we cannot wait to welcome you with open arms.
Anybody else think it's funny that she's like, this is a real game-changing thing when she just was talking about the game of life, which, by the way, when I was a kid, I loved that game. Anybody else?
I've been around the world thanks to this company. Been to Bora Bora.
No, because of your team. You've left that part out. Because you have a substantial team, you've been able to travel the world while your team is probably at home, barely making anything, if making anything at all. I guess I should say it that way. And you're sitting up here bragging about how you've been able to travel the world while on an opportunity Zoom, practically begging people to join you. Are you for real?
Europe. I've been on
Bermuda.
I've been on 32 trips.
Yeah.
Tell you what, none of that matters. Absolutely none.
Yeah, none of that matters. How many of your team members have been on those trips? How many of your team members are even in the green when it comes to their financials? Don't brag about yourself because, by the way, that's not real leadership. Tell us about your team. Tell us how many people are in your downline, how many people are actually making any money. Show us that. Oh, but you won't because it's probably going to mirror the income disclosure statement. So
none of that matters. The thing that matters the most to me is when I get a message from somebody, hey, guess what? Last week's or last month's check paid my daughter's tuition.
Oh, yeah? And who said that? And what part of the income disclosure statement can you point us to for that example? Where does that line up on it? Because I bet that person has a team.
She was able to stay in college, made a car payment, did those things that it's about life. Those are the things that matter the most to Tony and I. Those are the things that matter the most to a lot of the people on this call, is what this business has truly done to affect change in people's lives. Sometimes it's $500.
That's how they justify it, I feel like, when they know, maybe it's deep down, maybe it's subconscious, maybe it's something that they don't want to admit publicly. When they know that the majority of their team is not making any money, they're like, listen, people are better humans because they're a part of this team. Sure, they joined to make some extra money, but the majority of them, they found community and they found personal growth and they've developed relationships. Let's not forget the majority of people were preyed on, in my opinion, during the pandemic because people were so lonely and people still are lonely, and they're preying on people looking for community, and they're also preying on people that want to make extra money. And then they're like, listen, you might not make extra money here, but you're going to find community. You're going to find relationships. Remember at the beginning of this when Tony was like, other people's opinions don't pay your bills. Guess what? Personal development from Monae, from these two as leaders, that doesn't pay people's bills either. You know what pays bills? People being paid for their time and the effort that they are putting in some sort of a side hustle that's not a multi-level marketing company, or a job where they're getting paid for their time, energy, and effort. That's what pays people's bills. So justifying people joining, spending money to join, running an auto ship, buying the new products, paying for those event tickets, traveling to the event to become indoctrinated, and using all of that to justify does not pay other people's bills either.
Times it's $20, right? Think about all the times that when you were a kid that you wanted to do something you couldn't, you didn't have the money. Or think about
Now we're moving into emotionally manipulating people, trying to get them to make a decision to join. Cool, cool, cool. By the way, that's sarcasm.
when you got older and you wanted to buy, the kids something for Christmas or whatever birthday was coming up or whatever it was. This has done that for so many people. And that's
How many people? How many people in your downline have been able to pay their bills? Show us on the income disclosure statement. Break it down. Let's see it.
my juice in this. Everybody
Ooh.
asks me why do you keep doing this? Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, because you're making a substantial check that I imagine is starting to drop, and that's why all of a sudden you're doing a end of the month opportunity Zoom. That's just my theory, though. I'm not stating that as a fact. But I bet your income is dropping a little bit. And I bet you're starting to go, "Oh man, we need some fresh blood in here." I bet you were feeling a little bit desperate. The fact that you can sit up here and say, "Why are you still doing this?" Don't you dare say it's for the community. Because if you were really about people, you would be wanting people to actually get paid instead of, "Oh, well, they can invest for 6 months, a year, or whatever. Eventually they'll get there." No, they won't. That goes against the entire business model. The people that make up the majority of this company that are losing money, that is how you get paid. The majority of the people in their downline are probably a part of that 91.33% from the income disclosure statement. So go off about how you're traveling the world and you've been to 30 some countries or on 30 whatever trips. Go off about how, why are you still doing this? You don't have to, because financially you are benefiting off of your large team. Go off about how you can sit here proudly admitting, not in these words, that you're okay with financially, emotionally, spiritually manipulating people so that you can sit up here and brag about how Tony was the first distributor in Monae. That's embarrassing.
I want to do it because I want to hear the stories. I want to see what people are going through and hear how
Right.
it's affected their lives and see how it's changed their lives. And one of my favorite people, Diana Thomas, is on this call right now. And she was able to be a surrogate mom because of the business. And think about how many lives Diana has affected because of this business and what.
Yeah. How many lives has Diana affected because of the business? Both good and bad. That's a question people need to ask.
She's been able to give forward. It amazes
So
me.
vague.
And I just now every day.
So
Every day.
you guys, we're right at 7:30. We like to keep these calls to 30 minutes or less. But what
They go on for 13 more minutes.
we want to do is,
What in the Courtney Shepherd is happening here?
if anybody has any great, stories that they want to share real quick
Tips.
and tips, we would love to hear from. What has Monat done for you? What has been a game changer for you? And we would love.
Yeah, this is them begging people for social proof within their team. Listen, just say something. Say that you love the community. Say that you went to Monations and you met people in real life that you'd only been talking to online, and it was such a magical experience. And you stayed up late, and you ate snacks and all kinds of stuff. The majority of people that are going to be sharing some sort of a social proof type message in the comments more than likely has nothing to do with finances, because just like I've said earlier and throughout this video, if people were doing as well as they want people to think, it would reflect in the income disclosure statement from 2022 that's put out by Monae. The percentages from their financials leak from last year wouldn't show that the majority of these top earners, the money that they are making is off of their teams, the majority of it. I think Charlene said like 99% or something like that. So, yikes.
Love for you to unmute to share. And I'm sorry, I got a little teary-eyed when he was talking about the stories because, I mean, we know so many.
Teary-eyed where? Where when you were wiping your eye, we're supposed to assume that you were teary. I mean, I can't tell because the resolution on your video is trash, but I mean,
people on this call, just like Diana, just like Phyllis, just like Susie, on how this business has changed their lives.
When was our big Charleston event? Was it 2017 or was it 2018?
oh my God, it's 2023. Y'all are living in the past. What have you done in 2023? What have you done in, I'll take 2022 at this point. What have y'all done other than your downline probably decreasing and your check decreasing, probably pretty substantially? What have y'all done? I think there's a real reason why they are only talking about things from the past. I mean, 2017, that was 6 years ago, my guy. What have you done since then other than begging people to join your team with this weak opportunity Zoom? Like what?
When we had the big event,
17.
17, was it before Houston or after?
Ooh.
No, I think it was 2000. Alicia was asking. I think it was 2018. We had the coolest event here in Charleston. That was
We
fun.
packed the room and
Packed.
they actually, we were past fire code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great event.
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with anything? Is that supposed to be, you know, hey, here's social proof that our events are amazing. We packed a room. How many people were there? Is it a small room? Was there 25 people there? I don't understand what the significance of bringing that up really is. Also, this is supposed to be an opportunity Zoom. Have we heard anything about the comp plan? Have we heard anything about the income disclosure statement from them? No. Have we seen a disclaimer from them? No. So what are y'all trying to do?
So Phyllis, unmute, please.
I did. All right. So this was a great call. Hi.
Phyllis Marlene, master connector, clean beauty and wellness advisor, speaker, and author. Well, hello, Phyllis. Welcome to the show.
Everyone. So, my husband's here sitting next to me. He's not on camera, but this has not been so much for us. And, when I first met Tony, I'm thinking I went from engineer. That's what my book about is in my background. I went from engineer to entrepreneur, and this business.
Except you're in an MLM, so that's not technically being an entrepreneur.
With the founders pool has.
It tells me everything I need to know. This person has a significant size team if she is part of that founders bonus or pool or whatever she just referred to. That's not something that like the first 2 to 3 ranks of people joining a multi-level marketing company are typically going to have. That's the top echelon, like the top, I would say probably the top 3 or 4 ranks in these companies typically. And you have to have a team in order to reach those ranks. So she's talking about how significantly this has changed her life. She has a book and all of this stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, you should really be thinking your team, because your team is where you're making the majority of your money, which is allowing you to have access to that pool bonus, which puts more money in your pocket.
Really been incredible. It's like Jay said, it's not about the money, but it gave us options. It gave us choices.
It's not about the money, but that's all she's talked about in this however many seconds she's been speaking. Why did she bring up that pool bonus? Because it's pretty significant when you get in the top ranks of these multi-level marketing companies, but statistics and data show us that the majority of people will never hit that rank.
Where we split our time between Denver and Fort Myers, Florida, and I couldn't see that happening running the hamster wheel at my job all the time. And the other thing that it's done for me is really helped me grow professionally. I use this business as a vehicle to educate worldwide about the effects of toxins. I've taken this to
the effects of toxins. And what are your qualifications to do that? In fact, I need to write down this person's name. What are your qualifications to do that? I mean, she said she's an engineer. I definitely would love some more information. Oops, I typed it. I don't even know how to say that. Instead of Phyllis, I typed it as Phylos. Let's see. Phyllis, what did she say her name
Another
is?
level. You know, I practiced talking at Meet Monates, and now I have a bigger audience. And I would have never, ever been able to do that. First of all, without you asking me to join, Tony, with your mentorship, and she leads the way. She is doing the do. She
Doing the do. Oh my God, I haven't heard that in forever. Danny says, by the way, thank you for being a member for 9 months. I appreciate you, Danny. She says, take a shot every time she says J-O-B. Right?
leads by example, and you know, the sky's the limit with this business, and
Except
it's
it's not.
taking what you have and how you're going to spin it. Use it as a what do you call it?
A ministry.
A ministry. I'm never at a loss for words. Okay, use it as a ministry.
Remember how a few seconds ago she was like, I have spoken on stages and it's taught me how to speak publicly. What happened to that? I don't understand.
You know,
Put her on
how
the
can
naughty
you help
list.
people? I sponsored someone in a Senior Miss America contest who is a cancer survivor, and now I'm plugged into helping all these cancer patients.
Stop it. Stop it right now. How exactly are you helping cancer patients? By recruiting them into your pyramid scheme, into the sinking ship? You really think you're helping people? Wow.
With their hair,
Leave cancer patients alone. In fact, just leave people alone. I'm trying to maintain my composure, but this is like a soft spot for me right now. Leave people alone and leave cancer patients alone. They don't need your multi-level marketing company. The only reason that you are pitching people that have cancer is because you can emotionally make an easy sale. You can emotionally manipulate them. That's disgusting. That's vile. You should be ashamed of yourself. Leave cancer patients alone, period.
their skin after chemo, after surgery. So find your passion and monetize it. But be a servant leader and see who you can help. And
I'm sorry, monetize it. So you're trying to say that you think people should prey on cancer patients and that they should monetize? That's disgusting. I can just imagine the reels and the fear mongering. I don't even have to look at this person's social media. I will, but I don't even have to look at it to know the kind of content she's probably putting out. It's probably a lot of fear mongering. She's probably using some of the cancer hashtags, which is disgusting because people that are fighting cancer really do need community, and using that as a sales point to try and recruit them or sell them a shoddy product. God, that's disgusting.
that's what this business has done for me. And it would have never happened without this platform. I'm truly grateful.
And
bet
can we
you
just
are.
acknowledge how hot you look on the cover of your book?
Ew.
Thank you. And I'm wearing black today because it, made it up to like 40 degrees. But yes, thank you.
Yeah. You know what, Phyllis, thank you so much. And I love you. You guys, Phyllis and I, we've actually been business partners for almost 20 years. And we've been through the thick of it. We've been through the shit. We've been through the bottom. We've been through the top. We've been
And now you're part of a sinking ship. Don't forget to add that to your list you got going, Tony.
through plateaus. And I'm just so honored. And Phyllis, thank you so much for sharing. You are a true gift.
You are.
And Harry, you are too, even though you're off camera.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too. Does anybody else care to share?
Well, I like the comments about being aware of the toxins and the products and being an ingredient nerd. And was it Destiny? I'm the same way. It's made me more aware. I never used to think about it, but now when we talk so much about what the ingredients are in the Monae products, and
do they have proprietary blends? Oh my God, I found her social media. Helping so many people with 158 followers. It's not me shaming followers, but like she's talking about how she has this platform. Where? On Facebook? Cool.
makes me more aware of it. I mean, you have kids and you're always paying attention to it, but even more so. So I really think that that's a big thing about this product line too, because it really is safe and effective and all natural and naturally based. And it's
just because you're saying things are natural does not mean it's safe for everybody. There's a lot of naturally occurring things within the environment that are actually not safe for humans, like arsenic.
really, it's an amazing thing to have.
100%.
Fear mongering.
So
Community,
Tammy says, yeah,
Tammy, community. Yeah.
huge, huge. Does anybody else care to unmute and share? Come on. There's got to be at least one or two other people. We would
I'll
love to
share.
get some. Stop.
Jaeger bomb.
Sweet.
Yes. Well, what I will say is, having been a traditional entrepreneur and having been in the world of real estate, you don't know what you don't know, like you said, Tony. And Monat has been the biggest blessing. And I always tell people, I'm so glad, unlike you, that I wasn't involved in any other network companies, because I think it would have quit me in the game and I never would have made it to the
Did she say quit me in the game? Is that what she just said?
point of finding Monat. So I always
Oh
tell
my
everybody,
God.
not all companies are.
Why do you have a beanie on? What's under the beanie? What's happening with the hair under the beanie? Why do they always wear hats? Because if you're supposed to be a product of the product, why don't you always show your hair off if it looks so incredible? I don't understand.
Created equal.
I'm going to ask Julie Anderson that.
And with everything that's going on with the world and shutting down, you don't really realize truly what multiple streams of income truly means. And,
Yeah, and the sad part about that is that the majority of people in Monae also are not getting multiple streams of income, because this is costing the majority of people in this company money and time and energy and probably relationships too.
for myself, like you included, this became my mainstream, and I've kind of fallen off. But for me, like having that time freedom, like my son had to go through a couple brain surgeries during this time. And so had I been doing what I was doing, I would not have been able to be a present mom. I wouldn't have been able to pick up and just go fly off and do whatever for months on end. So I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful for the relationships that we've made throughout the way. And I do feel like, we've had some bumps in the road, but I feel like the best is yet to come for so many people.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're going to get out of Monae, because they're going to realize they're part of a sinking ship. And they're going to go, oh my God, I lost so much money. I lost so much time. I alienated myself from my friends. I hurt so many people trying to sell them this garbage. And they're going to get out and they're going to heal. And I love that for them.
Oh my
Totally
gosh,
agree.
100%. And you actually are such a great example.
Don't do
because
it.
You were flying from
Tony, don't talk about her son, or I think it was her son, she said, that had brain cancer. Don't talk about how she was still showing up when she was just talking about time freedom. Don't talk about how she was at the hospital with her son and getting on Zooms and messaging customers and putting up social media content. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not time freedom. That's not, you can work from anywhere. That is, you're going to work from everywhere. Don't do it, Tony.
California to the Cleveland Clinic in order to have your son being taken care of, and you being, there with him weeks on end. So you had this foundational base, in order to help you during those rough times. So you are such an exemplary example.
Yeah. And you don't realize, like, that's why for me, I'm forever grateful. Like there's nothing that could have been better than, having this opportunity, than being present for those moments.
100.
Nothing better. That seems a little odd considering the example is her son having brain cancer, which, my God, I can't imagine. I hope that her son is okay, genuinely. I hope that that he has beaten brain cancer for sure.
%. And I just love you, my friend. Thank you so much for
I
sharing.
love you.
So you guys, she's actually one of our 100 MDC, $1 million income earners that's sharing here with us on this call tonight. So Dawn, thank you so much for
Thanks.
sharing with us. So
Love you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
All
Ohio
right.
State. Ohio State. Sorry.
Love
Good
you.
blue.
Do we have
Go
one
Blue.
more example that we can share? Anybody want to be brave and go? Come on, guys. I know that we've got some amazing people here on this call.
I'm so
only
glad that they
surprised that-
posted. I'm so glad they posted this publicly.
Tracy Struble isn't speaking. She usually never passes up an opportunity to talk to people. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Oh,
Hey, Tony, I'll share a little bit since you already.
Another beanie. I'm noticing a theme here. Everybody has hats on. Why? Is it getting a little thin up there because of the products? I'm not stating that as a fact. I'm just saying, like, I have questions. What's happening? Why are we covering it? If it's a shampoo product, if it's a hair product, what's happening? I don't understand.
Mentioned name. Hi, my name is Diana, and for those of you that don't know me, I've been with Monat for about 7 years, and I have created some really fantastic friendships like Jay and Tony. Nick is over here. I told him to be quiet because I was going to unmute. But for me, I mean, you kind of shared a bit about my story, but I started as a full-time dental hygienist with 3 little kids, and I was that person. I don't have time to do this. Like, I'm in a band, and I've got the kids, and I've got my job, and there was no time, but I feel like you really make time for the things that are a priority to you. I really believe that. And I think that when I saw the opportunity and saw the other people doing amazing things, retiring their husbands, earning Cadillacs, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can definitely.
Oh my God. If they can do it, so can I. Oh my God.
Definitely do it. So I did do a lot of sacrificing and put a lot of time in at the beginning. And I was able to leave my dental hygiene job after about 8 months. And then I've been doing this full time ever since.
Because of your team. Because of the large percentage of people not making any money. That's why you've been able to leave your dental hygienist job.
And because of that, I could do other things I was passionate about, like the surrogacy, and I was able to carry 3 babies for other people because I didn't have to
That's
answer
amazing.
to a dentist anymore. And my body, it was easier on my body. And
I think that that's fantastic that she was a surrogate for other people. I think that that is really, really cool. Tying that into her Monae story, gross. But the fact that she gave that gift, I think is really cool.
I was able to this is the vessel, right, of the other things that you want to do with your life. And so my dream was never to sell shampoo, but it's a really good shampoo, and I was washing my hair anyway. So it's the best decision I've ever made. So, and thank you for doing this tonight. Really great.
well, thank you so much for being on. And I think I'm going to see you in just a short 20 minutes here with all of our
Yes.
top Canadian
Yeah, the
leaders.
Canadian crew.
So
We're so excited to have you.
Yeah. But you guys, different people from different walks of life. There's men, there's women, there's couples, there's all sorts of different people doing this opportunity. And so
That are doing the opportunity. It doesn't mean that they're successful. It doesn't mean that they're making money, but there's a lot of people doing it, according to her.
my question is, what is holding you back from being the best version of yourself? What is holding you back from doing exactly what you want to do and having the time and money freedom that you've always dreamt of?
Tony, this is your close. This is the best you got. What's holding you back from being the best version of yourself? You're implying that by people joining Monae that they're going to become the best version of themselves. This is your close. Wow.
So it takes money to have the time freedom, right? You can't have time freedom without having the income. But I just want to preface this is that we don't make claims. We've only been able to do what we've been able to do on a personal level.
Because of your team. I just wanted to fill in the gaps in case she left that part of her story out.
And there are so many people that you have heard from on this call in the comments that have really leveled up and said, I'm taking charge of my life. So is that going to be you? Is that going to be you today, taking charge of your life and then building a legacy business for you and your family?
Legacy business where, bro? Where on the income disclosure statement? The top couple ranks? I wonder if on their income disclosure it shows how long people have been a part of it. Oh, yeah. Average number of months to achieve rank. I just want to look at the top rank just real quick. Median number of months to achieve rank. So 17 is the average for the top rank. 15 is the median for number of months to achieve rank. Very interesting. These people are so wild.
And your generations to come, because this is where it starts. And network marketing is one of the very few out of a handful of industries that can help you truly do that. So my question is to you, when are you starting? And I want to invite you to the best opportunity out there.
That's your clothes? Did you practice that? Oh my God. Yikes.
Babe, take us home.
I got goosebumps. I don't, every once in a while I'll get goosebumps. Diana gave me some goosebumps. Dawn gave me some goosebumps. I think it's because these people are our friends and they resonate in our heart so much, right? If I didn't have this business, I wouldn't have those feelings. If I didn't have those feelings, I wouldn't feel like I wanted to do something every day. It's a hard thing to explain until you get into it. And somebody, it was Tammy in the comments, said it's not just about money. It isn't just about money. It's about all these friends that we have. It's about this community.
The next time I live stream with somebody, I'm going to say that. I'm going to be like, Susie, take us home. Can you imagine? I don't even know if I'd be able to say it with a straight face. Take us home.
It's about how we inspire each other. It's about how we support each other. I don't know, Diana. I wish I knew whose team you were on. I don't know.
I thought you guys were friends. I thought you had relationships. It's giving Ed Milet not even knowing Jesse Lee's birthday when he was saying that they were such good friends. That's what this is giving. We're friends. I love them. Oh, I don't know whose team you're on.
I love it when you're around. Right. We work together. We talk.
JJ,
we
take
hang
us
out,
home.
and
JJ, if you happen to see this, JJ, take us home.
Jaeger, same thing. Phyllis, you're around all the time. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And Susie Bennett shows up anytime there's ever a call.
Everything.
She's always on every call. That's the community that we have. And that's the community that you deserve.
Ew.
This business will give you so many things. It'll
But money's not one of them.
give you what you deserve in life. You deserve to have what we have. And
You deserve to have what we have, but nobody's going to have that because we have distributor number 1 that joined in 2014 and now it's 2023 and they're trying to recruit people into their team in 2023 using stories from 2014. So how does that work? No mention of the comp plan, none of that, just stories. We're just supposed to take their word for it that it's a great opportunity. By the way, what are we talking about? Because if you think about it, they've mentioned shampoo, but they haven't really highlighted any of the products. They haven't talked about the comp plan. They haven't talked about the income disclosure statement. There's no disclaimers. Is this just like storytelling? Is that what we're doing here? Is that how we're trying to recruit people into multi-level marketing in 2023? Oh, don't worry about the comp plan. Don't worry about it. Just talk to everybody. Just keep showing up. Yeah.
really hope that if you're thinking about this tonight, that you'll do like Tony said, and you'll go back to the person that sent you this video, whenever it is that you're watching it, and really, really give it the due diligence that it deserves, because you deserve to hang out with us.
Oh God, that's disgusting. Also, yes, do your due diligence. And when you do, ask for the income disclosure statement, ask what they're making, ask what their rank is, compare it to the income disclosure statement, see if it makes any sense, ask lots of questions.
Yep. All right, you guys, We have kept you long enough. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We love you. We hope that you will come on board, be a part of our family.
How do you love them if you don't even know them? You have no idea who's watching. Do you love us too, Tony, that don't agree with what you're doing? I'm just curious.
And level up your future. All right, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That was terrible. So here's the thing. If you are in Monae or you are considering joining Monae, let's say that you watched that and you thought to yourself, you know, this sounds like a cool opportunity. I like them. I like the person that sent the video to me or whatnot. Ask yourself these questions. Number one, not yourself, but ask these questions. Ask them about the income disclosure statement and see how they react. Ask them about what they've done in the last 2 years and what their numbers look like. Ask them, has your income increased or decreased in the last 2 years? If so, what are those numbers? Ask how many people are in their downline. And of those people in their downline, how many are actually making significant money? And when I say that, I mean a livable wage. How many, what percentage, how many people? Ask what their rank is. Ask all of those questions. It's extremely important because one of the things that these companies do, these people within these companies, is they are very good about being vague. They're very good at leaving out key points of the story. They're very good at highlighting the community. They're very good at, community. The community is made of transactional relationships typically. They're very good at making it sound like it's an incredible opportunity. They're very good at high pressure, join now, we have this special thing. It's very much like the Keto Dollar Club with Prove It. They are very good at making it seem like it's a good move to make. Unfortunately, it's not. The way that we know that is because of, my husband's calling. The way that we know that is because the income disclosure statement, the stories that people have told about when they get out and, you know, the blocking, the removing from the groups, these people that they claimed to have loved. And all of a sudden, they're not really a part of the business. They cancel their distributorship and now they're not loved anymore because their relationships are monetized. And it's gross. So if you're somebody that's in Monae and you've had that gut feeling like something is off, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't feel right, it's time to start asking some questions. If you're somebody that you have somebody that's trying to recruit you into this and make it sound like it's an incredible opportunity, it's not. Their financials were leaked last year, excuse me. There's plenty of videos out there. Plenty of other creators have covered it. It's not an opportunity. The only way that you're going to make money in these companies is if you have a significant size team, you get in early, and or you have a large following on social media. That's it. So that being said, you guys, don't join an MLM. Monae, in my opinion, is a sinking ship, and it's just a matter of time before these two change their tune and look for a new opportunity. We see it all the time. In fact, Mary Scott, Shanana Banana, talking to you. We know what's going on. And when it happens, I'm going to cover it. So yikes. Anyways, if you loved tonight's video, if you would give me a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all the commentary. Shout out to the members, shout out to the moderators and everybody that watched and just provided commentary. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go make dinner. And I hope you guys have a great day or whenever you're watching it. And I will see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.